Okay, so there aren't many things that I will tell you are absolutely necessary on your path to personal health. Everything that I'm going to suggest is stuff that just worked for me and that I hope it works for you. The contents of this video are the one exception to the rule. Now, if you have any experience with the subject matter at hand and you hate it, as many people do, stick around and hopefully I can change your mind and help you to understand meditation a little better. Okay, so I'm going to start with an exercise. Close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes. And actually, I want you to bring your focus down to your left big toe. Explore that big toe with your mind. Explore the slightly sharper edge on the inside of the toe, and bring your consciousness up and around the outside of the toe. Rest now on the toenail and go out to the tip, underneath the toenail and then along the front, and back to where the toe meets the foot. And now you can open your eyes. Okay, so basically what happened there, obviously, is you put your focus on your toe. Where it wasn't is in your mind, which is where we spend 99% of our day. It really is the most interesting part of our body. It propels us. And generally, if we're suffering from depression or anxiety, we're spending too much time up here. So maybe you might have noticed, well, you were feeling sensation in your toe. Your thoughts might have been thinking, this is really stupid, or you know, what is he getting at here? But those thoughts didn't really have any kind of impact on you because your focus was elsewhere. And that's basically the point of meditation. A lot of people think that it's about, finding absence of thought. And, maybe for some it is. But as a tool to help you in your own personal growth, it's about taking your focus off your mind. Okay? So just to give you an example, when I'm meditating, I tend to be in my head constantly. And what I'll do is I'll realize I'm in my head, and I will bring my focus to my breath. That's the whole point of it, right? We want to focus on our breath. So I'll be thinking, and I'll be like, oh, focus on my breath, okay? And I'll have like maybe an inhalation, and then an exhalation, and then I'm back in my head again. And then it's for another like 30 seconds or 40 seconds, and then suddenly I'll be like, oh, wait, focus on my breath. And then I go back in, and maybe I'll get half a breath this time. Okay, and that actually is the point of meditation. Every time you do that, you're teaching yourself to become aware of your thoughts and to become separated from your thoughts. It's how I came up with that one insight in the depression video. Okay, when I said I want to die, and then suddenly I thought, is that true? If I hadn't been meditating at that time, there would have been nothing for me to ask, is that true? I just would have felt the impact of the statement, and it just would have brought me down. But instead, I was able to switch it and change it around. Now, everything I suggest in these videos really has a lot to do with how you communicate with yourself. Okay, and meditation is the key to actually catching when you're communicating with yourself badly, and actually giving you the chance to switch it so that it has a positive effect on you. Okay, I do meditation for 5 minutes a day. If you feel like that's too much, start with 2 minutes a day. There's this great site called calm.com. That's CALM.com. You go on there and you can click on 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and then you can click on a guided meditation or just listen to some peaceful music. You download the app. I did that a while ago. It was a 10-minute meditation, and the woman, what she says is absolutely perfect as to what meditation is. Go easy on yourself. It's not about striving for any like lofty goal. It's literally about just bringing the focus to your breath. Every time you do that, you're helping yourself. You can separate yourself from your thoughts instead of becoming consumed by them. Okay, I know some people that communicate with themselves. I hear all the time now, and they just communicate with themselves terribly. And I've suggested to them to meditate. They're like, no, I'm not going to do that. Let's go back to the first insight. They're like, no, I'm not going to do that. It's like, try it for a week. Okay, and this is another important thing. Some people will say, do it every day, and I would definitely recommend that. I'd prefer that. The problem is, you do it for 6 or 7 days, and you might feel like, oh, I really don't want to do it today. And then you're like, well, okay, no, I guess I have to. I better do it. And then so you do it, and then the next day you really don't want to do it. And then the third day after that, you're like, oh my God, holy shit, do I ever not want to do this? And then finally on the fourth day, you're like, fuck it, I'm out. I'm not doing this anymore. This is bullshit. Okay, this is where I like to use the 90% commitment. Okay, if you feel like you don't want to do it for one day, just don't. Just give yourself a break from it. You know what I mean? If it just feels like, no, I don't want to do it. I did it all week. You know, you have to do it for a while before you actually get to this point, hopefully. And just take a day off. And then the next day, oh, you still don't want to do it? Okay, but the third day, get back on the horse. Okay, this is absolutely crucial to everything else that I'm doing. It's not going to set in nearly as much if you're not actually putting this into practice. Okay, like literally, I do 5 minutes a day, and that's all I need. And then there's so many different types of guided meditations and chakra stimulation meditations. And then, I mean, you look up on Meetup.com. There are probably, I mean, for Toronto, there are 30 different types of meditative groups, and it's all different kinds of stuff. Okay, but I would recommend this one specifically. Take 2 to 5 minutes and just sit still and just bring your focus to your breath whenever you can. And if you only hold that breath for like a half a second before you're back in your brain, that's okay. You've done it right. And if you go through a whole meditation without doing that even once, that's okay too. You've got the intention. Keep rocking it. Okay? All right, moving on.